Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, and their twin flame connection. Twins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, my link to my Buy Me a Coffee services and donations website, my official Instagram and TikTok are all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Twins, it feels like it's been a long time. I hope that you're doing well. It's been a lot of upheaval in the world. Not that that's anything new, but maybe in my own personal world it feels kind of new. But I feel as though twin flame energy is as strong as ever. So I hope that you've been able to kind of ride the wave of it. If you are not sure what a twin flame connection is, or you just want a little bit more of an in-depth explanation, I've included the link to Gabi Kovalenko's video on twin flames. It's a full-length video. I think it's about 45 minutes to an hour long. If I can remember that correctly, but it's absolutely comprehensive, and she does a much better job than I do of explaining it. But in a nutshell, the twin flame dynamic is such a sacred one. It's two people who share the same energetic soul. So one soul, as it were, one energetic soul in two bodies. Sometimes twins are not reincarnated in the same life, but in this particular era that we're living in, a lot of twins have come together. I just want to make a comment that right outside my window there was a dragonfly that just fluttered up. That is very, very uncommon. That's extremely uncommon, especially given this time of year where I live. So I'm a little thrown off by that, but it was so beautiful. Where was I? That was crazy. Yeah. There's a runner and a chaser. Sorry, that really threw me off because you don't really see that very often near my apartment. So there's a runner and a chaser. This is all part of your reading, right? Just maybe feeling distracted. And a separation period. When you first meet your twin, it's like no other connection you've ever experienced in your entire life. You could have been in love before. You could have been married before. You could have had kids with somebody else. But when you meet your twin, it's like nothing you've ever experienced. The intensity, the passion. But your twin is there to trigger you into a process of healing. That's what it's all about. It's all about a process of healing. So I do these twin flame readings not to predict when union is going to happen, because I have no idea. I do it to support the community, to try and understand how we can better ourselves, because the closer and closer we come to ourselves and our own sense of self-confidence and understanding how beautiful we are as a soul, that will allow the twin to understand how they're beautiful as a soul, and then the possibility of union can occur. So we're just taking a temperature, as we always do. I am a twin flame in separation, so I understand the journey, and I'm here with you. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one is the Healing Heart Oracle, and for your tarot reading, the Light Seers Tarot deck, which is a tarot deck that has been with me for a long time. We had to make friends with each other, but once we did, it was beautiful. So this is for the water signs. Sorry for that choppy beginning, but I don't edit my videos, and it is what it is. This is for the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I'm going to get one card for you, one card for your twin, one card for the connection, and at the end, advice from Spirit. Angel, spirits, guides, what messages do you have for the twins? Okay, I'm going to pull the card from Spirit at the end. 3 cards are down from the Oracle deck, and now the Tarot clarifiers. Okay, you got one extra that I'm going to take. Nine of Swords in the reverse. Nine of Swords. Swords energy is air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. There are 4 suits in the tarot: air, water, earth, fire. The swords are the air element, and often the air element is represented by a lot of winged creatures, birds, feathers, things that float, clouds, because we're talking about the cerebral. So when we see the Nine of Swords, it's a lot of thinking, a lot of overthinking. They call this the nightmare card. And for the overall energy for this reading, you got it in reverse. It's almost as if like the day is breaking, the day is dawning, and it's like you've woken up on the right side of the bed for once. First time in a long time, Spirit just said, first time in a long time. You wake up with like a clear head. It's not muddied. You know, Spirit, this is what Spirit is showing me. You know how on whatever, TikTok, Instagram, everybody's talking about things like supplements and whatever, and obviously I'm not a doctor, so you go to your doctor and check it out. But I look at the doctors of TikTok, and everybody was talking about magnesium for the longest. They're still talking about it. There is, if you look at, you know, kind of medical journals or whatever, I mean, a lot of people are missing magnesium from their diet. We just don't get it enough in the kinds of foods we eat. So it's just like, well, what does magnesium do? And I don't know everything that it does, but I know that when I started taking magnesium supplement, and it was like magnesium, I don't know, glycinate, right? It literally changed my life. I used to wake up just feeling so hazy and so lost and just like a zombie. And the minute I started taking magnesium glycinate, probably like a week, I noticed that I would just like pop out of bed, ready to go. Let's get dressed. Let's get ready. What do we have to do for the day? What are we planning out? You know, fully focused. I can't tell you how many years it had been since I felt that feeling. And so Spirit is giving me the Rolodex in my own experience to be able to express and communicate the message. It's as if you've woken up from this twin flame dynamic to see it differently. Oh, I'm experiencing weird deja vu right now. To see it for the first time in a very renewed sense. You see it clearly. Or you see clearly what your path is with it. So a lot of you may want to say goodbye to your twin forever, and you're just kind of here maybe to listen to a channeled message, which is fine. We can talk about it in terms of divine counterparts because this is a general reading. And you just want to understand what you're supposed to learn. What was the lesson, Spirit? And you're starting to see things a little bit more clearly now. Maybe there's been some kind of epiphany for you. Maybe there's been a conversation with your divine counterpart where, you know, it's not like everything's hunky-dory, but maybe they explained things to you in a way where it finally made sense. I'm going to look at your energy first. Intuitive heart, number 31. Step into your true destiny. Look at that vibrant red. First of all, this deck, I don't use this deck very often, but it's really stunning. Divine heart. Intuitive. Why did I say divine heart? That's not on the table. Well, your heart is divine. Intuitive heart. Step into your true destiny. Number 31 reduces to a 4, which is the Emperor card in the major arcana of the tarot. So a lot of power, a lot of root chakra, like groundedness, assuredness of who you are. Maybe that's the kind of epiphany, because there's also red represented here as well. Spirit just, okay, that's interesting. Spirit just said that there was a reluctancy What was that reluctancy about? It was about stepping into your power. So now they're showing me this time, like kind of early on in my professional career, if you can call it that, which I guess you can. I guess I have a career in my day job. There used to be a time when I would shrink away from leadership. Like, people wanted to promote me in certain circumstances, and I just was like, no thank you. I like hiding out in my like cave over here. Introvert, don't want to interact with people. And then I remember the exact day too where I was just like, you know, I've always been kind of a good mentor. People have made me into a mentor, a de facto mentor. So why not just step into that for a moment, just a moment, to see what leadership feels like? And I haven't looked back. And I think water signs, you are experiencing that same thing. There was a reluctancy at first to step into your power, whether it was leadership or something less flashy. Maybe it's just maybe the leadership of your own family, of your own life. That's the biggest leadership of all. And sometimes people never step into that. They never step into the place where they're their own leader, into the place where they advocate for themselves. Especially water signs, we're so giving, we're so loving. Sometimes we can overgive. And here there's this like self-assuredness. It's like thunder, you know? It's just this boom, this echoing influence that I see here. And what is it powered by? Our intuitive nature, Spirit says. It's not the thing that comes so naturally to water signs is now being kind of utilized within you as this center of power and manifestation. Is it making your dreams a reality? And having the wherewithal to garner the resources to do that, right? So maybe we're trying to follow a certain path in life, but we don't have all the resources. Well, we're smart enough to know I can ask this friend to help me with this, and this one of my parents to help me with that, and my husband or wife to help me with this, and my child to help me with that. Who knows? But it's not just we're living in a vacuum and there's no one, we're just floating. Now I'm hearing the lyric from that song, adrift on a lonely sea with no guiding star in sight. That's not what Spirit is saying. It's more about Spirit is saying that's what you used to feel like. Maybe you were just floating away on your own sea, but now it's kind of like we're coming into the shore. We're really understanding our destination. We're really understanding what we want out of our own experience, right? It is clarified, however, by the 20 Judgment card in reverse. So I feel as though, even though you are very focused on what it is that you want in your own particular scope of life, in terms of the twin flame dynamic, the jury is still out. One day you want nothing more than to have union with your twin, and the next day, F them. You know? I mean, if you are here as a twin flame, and I know you resonate with that. And we all know as well that when we kind of say, you know, F you to our twin, we're like really saying it to ourselves. We don't, that's low vibration. We don't want to be in that energy. We're allowed to be in that energy, but we don't want to be there. It's not productive. It doesn't feel good either. It just feels kind of spiteful. And you already know that your twin is a mess. You already know this. You might be a mess too. And I'm saying that with so much love. Let's fully just embrace the fact that we're all trying to, what's the expression? We're all just trying to walk ourselves home. We're all trying to walk each other home. Home, the great beyond. That's all we're trying to do. It's just that with a twin, it's so intense, it's intensified. It's exacerbated. It's blown out of proportion. How many other ways I can say it? And so the jury is still out for you in terms of how you want to deal with your twin. I'm going to get some clarifiers. 3 cards came up. You know, Page of Cups, 5 of Cups, 7 of Cups. Well, the 3 Cups cards, that's crazy. Yes, you are a water sign. These are all water sign cards. So, Page 5 and 7. Page of Cups talks about apology, reaching out, small gestures of love or friendship. This card is always so strange to me because, like, what is even going on here? Are those supposed to be his legs or someone else's? Right? When pigs fly, this sense of only when I see pigs fly, only when I witness the impossibility will I believe. Right? Believing is seeing. That's how manifestation works, right? Believe first to see it. So backwards from how we've been taught our whole lives. But there is communication that wants to be had. There is something authentic that wants to be spoken. Problem is, 5 of Cups. You could be feeling very forlorn about it. You know, sometimes this card can represent a type of depression or feeling sorry, pitiful, sad for oneself. I feel as though it doesn't feel like sad to me today. It feels, it does feel a little sad, but it feels more contemplative. Like we're looking at the situation and all those wasted years. Now Spirit is playing that Simply Red song, I'll Keep Holding On. Do you know it? It's from the 80s. I've wasted all my tears, wasted all those years. Did we ever, sorry if I'm butchering it, did we ever have the chance to be good? Nothing ever could. I'll keep holding on. There's some better lines in that song, Spirit. Sorry, Spirit's not giving it to me. I don't want to bore you, but just please listen to that song. I believe it's I'll Keep Holding On. Simply Red is the name of the band. The minute you start to hear it, you'll know it. So, kind of years or months or moments kind of circling the drain. And there's this sense of like, it didn't have to be this way. It really didn't have to be like this. We could have been happy this whole time. To that, I would always say, because I say that to myself sometimes, but really if we look at it, could you have? Think about all the ways you've grown as a person since your separation from your twin. It's been a hard road, a hard slog, but the growth, the evolution of you, I would think and hope that you would never want to take that back. That no one could take that growth away from you, right? No matter how painful it was, right? We don't, that's our growth. That growth belongs to us. With the 7 of Cups here, there is some confusion, you know, like I have all these choices. I have all these directions now. I have all these options. Why? Because I did undergo a lot of growth, and now I've opened up doors for myself. Doors of opportunities for things that will make me happy. Which one do I choose? Right, so there's tentativeness here with the twin flame dynamic, but not with yourself. I feel like you know who you are. Maybe you didn't at the onset. Maybe you didn't at the onset. What did your twin get? Number 9, which relates to the Hermit card of the Major Arcana. That's Virgo energy. deep heart, believe in divine destiny. So I have a feeling, look how beautiful that is, right? It's almost like your twin kind of sees themselves, but then they see you in their reflection. Your twin is really, well, missing you. But I think they have the belief that you'll be together again someday. There's that destiny. The heart in this image, though, if I hold it kind of away from the camera, like a little further back, in one sense you could it's one of those images where you could perceive it as protruding out like a bubble, but I kind of see it as receding in, like it's been cut out. There's a piece here that's missing. It's very quiet energy. The ripples in the reflection, very calm. Clarified by the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Swords is air energy. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Aces bring new from spirit. It's this great breakthrough. This truth. Ultimate truth. That's been locked away. I think your twin is really coming to terms with that. Like they can see things clearly, or they are configuring things in a way that they never have before. Like they're starting to, okay, Spirit just said they're starting to recognize patterns. So they might not have understood what their patterns of behavior were, especially perhaps when it came to relationships, romantic relationships. They're starting to understand, they're starting to put those pieces together. Clarifier. Two clarifiers. Magician in reverse, King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, there's not a lot. They're not feeling super confident. The Magician in reverse is a major arcana, number 1, representing Gemini and Virgo energies. Look. See that? See how synchronous that is? These two ripples, although this ripple, yes, it looks like a little whirlpool, but it's a cosmic whirlpool. Across space and time. There could be some astral projection going on with you and your twin. You could be projecting out your consciousness. Have you ever seen your twin in astral projection or in dreams? They're visiting, or you're visiting, for sure. The card came in reverse. The Magician is, thank you, Spirit, the master manifester. You're over here manifesting, I can see that. You're over here trying to, maybe you don't hit a home run every time, but you're over here trying to make the impossible possible. You know that that is something that can be achieved. I think your twin is at a loss for trying to understand how to manifest you back into their lives. Like truly, they're not feeling confident. King of Wands in reverse. King of Wands in reverse, very insecure, very probably overcompensating, probably saying they're great, they're fine without you, everything's going their way, blah blah blah, but like they're not being truthful with themselves. Now, it's not to say that your twin is not successful. They could be, their resume could just be jam-packed with accolades and lots of money, and I'm doing this and this and that. You're fine. That's, yes, good, as you should. But when it comes to admitting their feelings, even if it's only to themselves, and Spirit wanted me to really hone in on that, it's not that they're necessarily going out there and saying, I'm so I'm so great without any attachments or whatever. I'm not even seeing that for your twin. It's the conversation that they have with themselves. Yep, I'm fine. I don't need them. I'm fine. And there's some twins that can actually be fine, but I don't think your twin is fine. I think your twin is, I think your twin is struggling to harness their personal power. But they're starting to see the error of their ways. I see all these like equations here. It's time for them to make some moves, to up level, step up to the plate. Spirit's giving me all sorts of expressions like that. They're fully capable. They're fully capable. They don't have a confidence right now. But it's not that they're not smart enough. It's just that they're hurt, right? That's the thing about the dynamic, is we're trying to heal wounds and traumas and legacies, broken legacies. We're the ones that are healing our family lineages. We are the ones that are breaking cycles, the twins. And when you do that, you're not just kind of keeping it to yourself. You're then going out into the world, into whatever corner of the world you're from, and one by one, trying your best to elevate the people around you. The twins are here for the purpose of raising a vibration of humanity. For the connection, number 10, betrayed heart, risk opening up to life and love. This is precisely what the twins are healing at this time. 10 is a great number. It can mark endings, bringing new beginnings. It can mark abundance. It can mark putting down baggage and burden. And it corresponds to the Wheel of Fortune card in the Major Arcana. Good luck, good fortune, divine timing. It says betrayed heart though, so, you know, you're still trying to heal this sense of betrayal that you felt. It's like here, it's not exactly the same, but in terms of like the red and the blue, right? We're not separate hearts from one another, and we feel like we're just kind of blasting off in different directions. But it's almost like the more and more you run away, I almost see this heart as like zoop, like imploding, like bringing you even ever closer together energetically. That's why the runner and chaser, it's like, yeah, there's one person that runs, one person that chases, and then the polarities flip, and then there's one person that runs and one person that chases. And eventually everybody stops running and everybody stops chasing, and you just sit quietly and calmly with yourselves, just in a peaceful place. And that's when your twin can come towards you, because there's no feeling of betrayal, there's no feeling of threat. It says risk opening up to life and love. It's like at that healing moment when you could say, hey, you know, at least if I put myself out there, I won't have any regrets. So even if it's not towards your twin, if you decide to take a soulmate, you open up your heart because you know now what it's capable of. And yeah, it can be scary. Of course it can. You don't want to get hurt again. But you're wiser now. You're wiser because of this experience. To see what you deserve. To see how people need to show you how they love you. Not just words, actions. The Fool is all about actions. The Fool, Major Arcana number 0, the Fool's Journey, that's what the tarot is all about. Here we are again with that whirlpool energy. Jumping in, leap of faith, believing in spirit, throwing caution to the wind, traveling light, starting over. That is really beautiful for the connection. It's very optimistic after energies like this. There's so many chances that are being presented for happiness. It's about the twins taking the leap of faith, believing that they're capable. This is advice from Spirit, 7 of Pentacles. It's time to really look at what you can prune out of your life. Spirit is asking you to look at the friendships and the people, the situations, the bad habits, the good habits, everything. What is it that you can skim off the surface, take away because it doesn't belong, take away because it's too cluttery, whether mental or physical, environmental? What can you, it's like the Marie Kondo. If it doesn't spark joy, we're gonna, what is it? We're gonna keep it, we're gonna donate it, or we're gonna throw it away. If it doesn't fall in one of those 3 categories, it will fall in one of those 3 categories. I've Marie Kondo'd things in my life, and it actually works. And it works with people too. Does this person spark joy? If not, we're going to donate them to somebody else, which sounds so harsh, but it's not harsh. If they don't spark joy, if they're not a good friend, you already know it. Then why are you keeping them around? It just takes up energetic space. Emotional vampires. So Spirit is saying it's time to prune, to really look at what you're planting and what you're investing in. You only have but so much energy to cultivate into something. So whatever it is, make sure it's something that is worthwhile to you. So twins, that's your reading. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.